Hey everybody, it's Chris Mann with Coldwell Banker. I'm out here today at West Shore Mortgage talking with my good buddy Matthew Cole's been one of our top lenders out here in this area for many years. One of the most common questions I'm getting these days is, I'm a first-time buyer, now what? What do I do?
I mean, the biggest thing about being a first-time home buyer is not having a solid plan in place. You know, where do you start? And I always recommend getting pre-approved with the lending team that you're gonna work with, making sure that you're comfortable with what your payment is gonna be, your out-of-pocket is gonna be, and more importantly, the neighborhood and the feel of what you can afford. Affordability is super tough right now, and the biggest thing that we're seeing is high interest rates, higher payments. We still are in an environment where the housing prices are still pretty high. So my biggest thing is to always kind of find your affordability zone of what makes sense for you as a payment, knowing that you are now gonna be owning a home versus renting a home, or owning a home versus living with people for free or whatever that is, because the payment is going to be significantly larger in some instances. Lots of tax benefit, but you know, it's still, you know, we're always hoping that you can refinance down the road and get a lower payment, but you know, we never want to guarantee that. So being affordable now is always the important piece for us.
So our advice to these buyers is definitely want to go through that pre-approval process with a preferred local lender. We happen to have an awesome one right here in Matt. So once you get that pre-approval process all squared away and you know the budget, then it comes back onto us and we will take that client out and show you properties. Once you find a property that you really like, then our job is to get that offer accepted for you. You know, I'm a veteran myself. I was in the Air Force for 4 years, a long time ago. And so I get a lot of vets that come through, just friends of mine and referrals and stuff like that. Talk a little bit about the VA home loans and what benefits they might have for veterans.
Yeah, I mean, a VA home loan is one of the best loans you can get. It's zero down, it's got really low interest rates, there's no monthly mortgage insurance that you need to pay. It's all gonna be based off of you having the proper eligibility through the VA to be able to have a loan through the VA, and they're the best. So if you could take advantage of utilizing that VA loan, it's always gonna give you the lowest payment out there and the least amount of money out of pocket on a lot of options. So, you know, a lot of things that people don't know is that, you know, even if your debt to income ratio might be a little higher, VA loans allow for a little bit higher of a debt to income ratio. And you can also ask the seller for an up to 4% credit of what the sales price is to help you with maybe closing costs or to help you with paying down to make maybe some fixed in loans that you have that have really high payments. So there's a lot of cool things that you can actually do with a VA loan you can't do with other loans in the mortgage world.
So if you're a veteran and you're curious about a VA loan, be sure to hit that button, like and subscribe, and send me a message. So Matt, one of the last things I want to chat with you about today was, you know, the climate around real estate today is high interest rates, and people are hesitant to try to get into the buyer's market. My advice to these clients is, well, if you're paying rent, that's 100% interest.
Yeah.
So I know that rates tend to go up and down and they fluctuate. So what would your advice be to a first-time buyer who is hesitant because of the interest rate specifically?
I mean, no matter how the market is, whether the rates are low or high, I always look at affordability. First thing I care about is what payment can you afford? Let's see what we can find there first. Obviously, there might be some stretch on where you might have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, but we always gonna look at, okay, how can we make this more affordable? Is there any debts we can get rid of and pay down first, you know, that would free up some monthly cap space on your spending? But we're always gonna look at affordability. That's always the most important piece. Rates are high and there's nothing that we can get away with right now. There is some special programs available that will help you with a potential lower payment over a couple years. 2-1 buy downs that are a temporary buy down of the interest rate. There's permanent rate buy downs. So there's lots of options that are available to help you keep a manageable payment, maybe for a short period of time, or you know, up to 2 years or so, or you know, as for the life of the loan. We are hoping to be able to get into an environment where rates drop significantly soon. You know, it happens all the time. Rates go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. So hopefully we're gonna be in an environment soon where being able to take advantage of lower rates is gonna be around the corner. But owning a home in a market like now where there might be less buyers chomping at the bit, you might be taking a higher payment, but as soon as those rates shift and they might be down into the 4s or 5s or whatever that number is, you're gonna have more competition out trying to get that same house, which is then gonna drive that house price up. So the environment that we're in is pretty pretty strict, and it's pretty, you know, when it comes to still qualifying you, with affordability being high, they're not gonna increase the debt ratio limits just to get you into a house. They're still stuck at what they're stuck at. So if it's within that range, that comfortability or that even qualifying range, then I say go for it and take advantage of it and try to become a homeowner.
Absolutely. You definitely want to have people call, find out where their budget can be and what they can afford, at least give it a shot. Like I said, interest rates are high a little bit right now, but rent is 100% interest. So at least this way, you're buying into something that's going to give you long-term wealth, a lot more options as far as tax benefits, write-offs and things like that. So thank you so much, Matt. Appreciate it.
Awesome. And if you have any questions, you can reach us below with all of our information. But yeah, we look forward to making you homeowners here in the near future.
Yes, sir.